like always, to my own my own live stream. My bad. Okay, let some people get in here. I just looked down all of a sudden and it was time for the live stream. So we'll let some fellers get in here. Going on. So, trying to see how laggy my computer, or how far behind it is. What is up, Baxter? What's happening, Randall? So, I about forgot, and I was dead on time. 1 minute late, maybe. Anthony's growing a beard in honor of me. Well, thank you, Anthony. I cut off about 1.5 inches, 2 inches off my beard this morning. Or Miss Redbeard did. I hadn't heard do it. It starts getting so long, it was like past my my buttons down here. So when I pull my weld hood up, I grab my beard and pull it. Trudy, my mom's in the house. Tyler, you should slap it on a small Chinese chassis, or unless you can build a frame. I'm going to go ahead and answer a couple of questions that I see while we wait for some people to get in here. Someone said, when are we going to do some more Wildcat 240 stuff? EC Carburetors is starting to make their own cams. So they're making a new cam, and when that cam gets made, that's when we're going to do the next build. I'm really excited about the 240. It's the engine that, as time being, it's the best one on the market. Like, best bang for the buck. You can't build any more horsepower for the same amount of money, and you get it out of the box like that. Lord Trevorton said 24 hours of Lee Mini in 2 weeks, if that's how you pronounce it. Got to get something ready. That would be pretty cool. What's happening, Wheel? When is the 670 turbo buggy coming back? So Todd is talking about the Supercharged buggy. We actually fixed the steering on it. Nothing was wrong with it. It was just too far from the driver. So me and Lonnie moved it closer to the driver, and now it's ready to be paneled, and then we can strip it down and get it to powder coat, because it will be at our 10-year meetup, as long as we have trailer room for it, because that buggy is very huge. But we're wanting to bring it and really rip on it, and if she blows, she blows. Not that anything's wrong with it, it's just, you know, territory we haven't really played with. So, but someone's asking about Stellar mini bikes. I have not heard of them. But yeah, on the Wildcat 240, we're waiting on the cam to get made, and I can't remember exactly what we're going to do with that engine, because we're working with EC to promote the engine, of course. But they have a cam they're building for it, and we're coming out with our own cam very soon, and our own performance kit through EC, and I'm really excited about that, because it's going to be a really cool setup. The cam's going to be really cool, and then the performance kit's going to be really cool. So the marketing for it is going to be awesome and fun. So someone's asking, is 10 horsepower Tecumseh worth rebuilding? I don't think so. I don't like Tecumsehs. I don't know any aftermarket parts or anything. There might be out there. I just never have looked. Christopher's asking if we're going to race at the GPS 180 next year. We will not be no longer at any GPS events. We don't work with them no more, and we just kind of separated ourselves from them, so we will not be at those events anymore. We are trying to plan, hope maybe this year, I don't want to like say for sure or not, but we're trying to plan our own mini bike race and circle track race at EC Carburetors, and they have a good spot of land there, and they're wanting to clear out some property and make a cool off-road race. Maybe we can do a small buggy race, like go-kart buggy race. Then they have a large oval asphalt track. That would be sick. So someone's asking, what fuel do I run in our videos? Most of our engines are fine on pump gas. I honestly just used like, what is it, 87, but in the dyno runs there for the longest, I was running 110 race fuel because I had a couple 5-gallon buckets of Renegade race fuel, and when we continue on, we're going to use that. But now, like in my 224 build, since it's a higher compression build and stuff, I do run I run higher octane. Like I run 93 with octane booster. But I will say I do love everything that Amsoil makes, but their octane booster is very strange. It has like buildup in the bottom of the bottles, and if you don't keep the fuel mixed up, it's like it settles. I need to talk to them about that and see what is the deal with it, what is the sediment in it. I don't like to run it because I feel like it could clog fuel filters and stuff. Someone said the YZ450 build, you ever going to get that thing finished? I would like to sell that build, honestly. I really didn't care about it. We will get it, like it runs, it just needs painted basically. We was going to do the ATV engine swap on it, so we had electric start. We wouldn't have reverse, but we'd have electric start and we'd have charging coils. So it's just, I don't really care about that buggy much. I love the buggy, I just don't like the engine on it, to be honest. I think it's more headache than it's worth, which is unfortunate because that's a really cool buggy. If I was to sell it, I'd keep my wheels on it, off of it. Sorry, I'd keep my wheels off that particular buggy, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that. The YZ450, if I was to sell it, I would keep those bronze wheels, unless someone wanted to pay me more for it. But it's probably like I don't know, probably like a $3 grand buggy. It's got a lot of parts on it, and that engine's got a race build on it. So yeah. So it would probably be about $3 grand, honestly. I'd probably let it go with the wheels for $3 grand, you know, just to get a project out of here. Someone's asking, Poor Boy Racer said, how much did Amsoil pay for the Hewitt dyno? So actually, Amsoil themselves didn't buy the dyno. Clovis Lubricants. Clovis is a dealer, an independent dealer of Amsoil. He reached out to us and actually offered because he wanted to see the content. And I think it was around $12,000 to $13,000 all said and done. Honestly, you could build your own dyno better and cheaper. I think Hewitt's a great guy. I've talked to him on the phone a lot, but there is some flaws in his dyno after owning one now. I've never built one before, so that's why I didn't try to go and build one. But now seeing a dyno and how simple it is, there's some flaws in that chassis that he built to hold the axle and everything. And honestly, in a couple years, I'll probably rebuild the entire chassis for it. So it's, and the failure point of it, it's not a failure point, it's just a weak point. They use angle iron all on the upper portion. It's got square tubing on each corner, but then they use angle iron to connect like basically the two sides together. And so you get a lot of flex in the chassis if you try to run bigger engines. And we paid extra, or Clovis Lubricants paid extra to have if you notice, well, you probably don't notice because you can't see it, but it has a extended axle. So the main axle shaft that the Flywheel runs on sticks out the back, so we can buy another cart to roll up to it and couple them together to run a V-twin. But that's like, man, he charges several $1,000s for that Flywheel. It's like a 3-inch thick piece of steel, 2.5-inch thick piece of steel, and it's a huge Flywheel. So I know there's a lot of machining with it and stuff. And that was our plans, was to later be able to run V-twins by having a coupler on it that you could connect the two and have the extra weight. You just have to change some settings in your dyno software. And but what, you know, we don't have the room for it right now. Even if we are literally maximum capacity in this shop. I'm reading the comments up on my computer screen. It's easier than trying to read them on the phone. My webcam died years ago, and I never bought another one for the computer in here, so I have to do live streams off my phone. We have a meetup near Canada. I wish we could. It's just I don't know anybody near Canada and driving up there it would be such a huge ordeal. Me and my wife's talked about it. It'd be awesome in the future to do a Redbeard tour, and basically we would get an enclosed trailer, set up a shop in the enclosed trailer and like a camper set up, and take one buggy, 2 mini bikes or something with us, and do like a month tour where we go to different towns and we help you work on your stuff and hang out with people in different areas. Oh, there's someone, Christian from Australia. That's pretty sick. Well, Australia's one place I've always said I'd love to go and hang out. But so, how to do front brakes on a Manco go-kart with 2 A-arms. I'm assuming you mean like a single A-arm, like one on each side. Either way, it's the same concept. We thought about coming out. It's so hard to come out with a kit that works for everybody because everybody's doing something different. That's been our main thing, is try to make solutions that make this hobby easier for you guys and to build our business, obviously, because we have to make money at the end of the day. But we have A-arm kits and stuff in the works. It just takes so much time, and we want to make sure we're selling a good product and not just push something out just to push it out. But I've had this idea of coming out with like a do-it-yourself brake kit that comes with a couple pieces. You got to do some welding, but basically you could bolt up like 150cc style brake rotor and caliper to your front spindles on pretty much any go-kart that has like a 5/8 spindle bolt. It's just getting those laser cut and, you know, designing them and everything. So someone noticed the shoes charging in the background. So I have, around this office, I have a shelf system, like 2 shelves or whatever, and we have all of my collection of knicks-knacks in it. And over here is the Back to the Future corner. And I bought some Chinese knockoff air mags off of a website because I'm not going to buy the real things. But yeah, these are the Chinese ones charging. I've never charged them before. They've been sitting on the shelf forever, and Grayson had them down earlier. So I was just letting them charge to see if make sure the batteries still work and stuff in them. But I'm wanting to put them in like a little box over there because I have all the stuff from Back to the Future, like the tag, the hoverboards, junk over there, and some books, some toys of it. That's one of my favorite movies, is Back to the Future. Good eye. I thought someone would notice it though. They're pretty iconic shoes. Someone's saying, how much horsepower will a eBay torque converter handle from your experience? 18 horsepower Predator 212. They're all the same. Whether you're buying them from OMB, anybody, they're all buying them from a factory in China. They're all pretty decent quality. They will handle 18 horsepower depending on what you put them on. If you're putting them on a super heavy go-kart, you're going to want to really make sure that you got it geared correctly. But other than that, they're the same qualities, and they should handle 18 horsepower, especially on the Minibike. They're fine. Again, you got to gear it correctly. Yes, I do have a flux capacitor, smaller, like, you know, it's probably that big or so. I need to run some USB power to all my shelves because I have a bunch of random accessories up there that can light up and stuff. I just never have done them. Do you need a 18-pound springs for a stage 1? You do if you're using a Predator. Now, do cars and Tillotsons and Ghost and stuff come with a heavier valve spring, something like 22-pound springs in them factory. So you're really not going to mess with it unless you're running just a Predator. And yes, you will float the valves if you are. So, okay, you said stage 1. So stage 1 to me is a just jetting up the carb and putting exhaust on it, still keeping the governor. You only need to do the valve springs if you upgrade or remove the governor or upgrade your cam. That's the only 2 times you need to do it. And for those that don't know, every cam sold at like EC carburetors, they give valve springs with it. So you don't have to buy valve springs separate, which is pretty cool, I thought. Big Dog's asking on belts, CVT belts. I've had good luck just buying like the 3 packs on Amazon and stuff. Honestly, again, they're all the same quality. I've had some bad belts. I've had some great belts. I've not found a brand that was like great, you know. Someone said, why didn't I do the Dyno competition? I don't know if you're talking about the one EC was going to have. I was going to kind of host that Dyno competition, but they had a lot of stuff with their business. They're trying to grow their business and, you know, struggles of keeping up with orders and stuff like that. But it was just a bad timing, so they actually canceled it for now, and they're going to try to work it back in maybe this year, I would imagine. But I may enter it, but I feel like I shouldn't take home a trophy if I was to win anything. Not that I would, but it'd be fun to enter it, but they're wanting me to host it, if that's the one you're talking about. Build Rex, I answered that a little bit earlier. The Supercharged buggy is, we moved the steering wheel on it because it was far from the driver. It's ready now to be paneled, like all the tabs welded in for the paneling, and then it can be stripped down and go to powder coat, and that's what's happening in the next month or so, because it'll be at our meetup. Freddie, we hope to see you out there. For everybody that don't know, we're having a meetup May 15th through the 17th at Turkey Bay. You can go to rbgcarts.com/events to get that information. We would love to see you out there. You can camp there. You can camp in a tent, back of a truck, whatever you want to. And you can also rent cabins, but I do warn you that cabins sell out very fast, so you would want to get those early as possible. But they have I think the campground, like the little cabins they have, is a couple miles down the road. I've never actually seen them, but I know they do have them. We'll be camping there in our camper. We're also going to do a competition at night on Mario Kart on a projector. We're going to have, I don't know, I'm probably going to bring my Super Nintendo because I think it'd be fun doing it old school. But we're going to have a bracket system. Everybody's going to race everybody that wants to enter, and whoever wins the main championship of Mario Kart at night is going to win a homemade trophy from Red Beard's Garage. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I haven't messed with nothing from Paul's Karts. I've seen his stuff. Seems like he builds some pretty cool engines and stuff, but I've never messed with them. Honestly, like someone's asking about their adjustable coil brackets, ignition coil, but I've never messed with it. Biggest engine we've had on the dyno. My dyno cannot handle a 670. It doesn't have enough flywheel weight, so it wouldn't be a good accurate way to run it. But I've just ran 212s on it right now. We tried running the big block. We had some flex in the stock motor mounting. I've rebuilt that since then. I still need to brace it up even more because I was saying earlier that the way he designed that dyno has got a weak point with angle iron up top, and I need to box it in, and it's almost easier to build a whole new stand for it all than to modify that one. So I've never ran anything bigger than a 212 on it. And I wish I'd have known these things. Again, I was saying this earlier. If I'd have known all this stuff, I would have built my own frame, but I never messed with a dyno, so I didn't know what I was doing. And Clovis Lubricants offered to sponsor one for the channel, basically, and so we jumped all over it. Someone's asking what's the limit of a stock flywheel, like RPM limit. I wouldn't rev it much more than 45 to 5,000. I mean, a Ghost has a stock flywheel and revs it to 6, but I don't say it's safe. I mean, it could last you forever and it could fail the first time you rev it. That's the thing. You never know. I mean, there's no real true limit on them. And I know if ARC says that people think they're trying to sell flywheel, and of course they are trying to sell flywheels, just like EC is trying to sell flywheels and everybody else, but there's a reason they built them. They have better timing in them, and they also are, of course, way stronger, and they're lighter, so your engine will be able to rev faster. It's a part that you definitely need. So I just be very careful. I always try to advise people. You know, we've ran them without governors in the past, and we probably shouldn't have, especially being in the public eye, you know, because we don't want to put bad information and stuff out there. But yeah, so I wouldn't rev it much past 4,500. But again, you could rev it to 6 and it lasts forever, or it can fly apart the first time you rev it up. Someone's asking if poor boy is saying, will I dyno engines if they're mailed to me? We thought about selling that option on our website, where basically you can buy a slot, because I don't want to just have everybody send me their engines, obviously, because it could get chaotic, and I don't want to have 50 engines here. The thing you'd have to do is you'd have to mail the engine with the return label in the box. So all I have to do is put it back in the box you send it in. And I don't know what to charge, because I know what we charge to fabricate stuff in our shop, and it would be the same rate as that. And it could cost anywhere from $120 to $200, and I don't know if people would want to actually pay that, because that's a big price to pay to just find out the information on your engine. Then you worry about people sending you stuff with like an untuned carb that won't even run on the dyno. Then I have to spend time to tune it. There's just a bunch of stuff with that. We're working that out right now. Me and my wife's been talking about it and trying to figure it out. Brandon Coffin, I think that's it. I don't know if it's coffee or coffin, but he's been a supporter for a long time. He said he ordered the MSD small block coil off RBG. Can't wait to get it in the mail. Makes his third one from us. And I can't run a normal coil anymore. Happy Sunday. Thank you for your donation, Brandon. I really appreciate it. And I think you just ordered one this weekend, I believe. And it is sitting on the counter ready to leave. So it'll leave tomorrow and get headed towards you. And we've upgraded our coils that we use in our kits. And there's supposed to be a little bit more windings in it and be a little stouter. We don't claim any horsepower gains, but we do. I hand build every coil that we sell. So if you get one, I hand built that puppy. Sometimes Lonnie will sit in here and help me like disassemble the stock, because we have to buy stock coils and disassemble. I gotta turn this heat off. I'm burning up. I have a little space heater in the office in here. Someone was asking, they said they had a Predator Ghost kart engine and they're wanting to know if it'll fit on the Mega Moto 212. It will. It's the same thing as a, and he's spamming the freaking comments now. Put user in timeout for 30 minutes. Sorry. But yes, it'll fit. It's the same thing as a Predator 212 or what would have came on that bike. It's nothing different. So whatever you need to make a 212 work on that bike, you need the same thing for a Ghost. Does a Mikuni carburetor PWK28 good for a 224? I don't think so. A 28 millimeter carb is too big for a 224 or a 212 or anything of that matter. You got to look. I've talked about this in the past a bunch, but if you have a 27 millimeter intake valve, then that means you can flow less than 27 millimeters, and you still can't even flow that because the stem and everything is taking up volume. So really the max carb size I would put on something with around a 27 millimeter valve would be a 24. 24 is a little heavy. Honestly, you get a better throttle response if you go with a smaller tuned right carburetor. So like WC22 is a good carb for a 224. I run a 24 millimeter Mikuni flat slide on my 224, but it's got big valves and it's ported, and it flows it very well, in my opinion. The bike runs awesome. It starts up very quickly. I mean, I started after it set for almost a year and it fired right up the other day. You know, it took me 5 or 6 pulls, but it started right up. So yeah, I would not run I mean, it'll run with a 28. It's just going to be a lazy feeling engine. Someone needs front suspension for their Manco Deuce. You can try to contact the Deuce man. I can't remember how he wanted people to contact him, but he does have parts for Deuces. I don't know if he has a ton of them, but he does have some. But I guess go back and see if you can find the old videos of the Deuces that we did where Scott the Deuce man was on there, and try to message him. That would be the best place. I think I put his email in there. You can email him to get that information. Sorry, reading a couple comments. I had a pretty lazy day today. We went to church and then we got home, and then I had to fulfill like 4 orders and everybody was napping. So I took a cat nap and then here I am. We didn't do much of anything today. It was freaking freezing outside. It's like 32. It keeps getting warm and dropping back down to code. Someone asked about a 34 millimeter on a built 420. Yes, you can run a 34. It's still a little much for depending on your valve size, but I've had good luck with the 34s on a 420. That's what I like to run on. That's my go-to carburetor. I appreciate it, Freddie. Can you do a video on carb jetting? We was going to, and there's a lot of good videos already out there. Rolling Wrench has one. He does a lot of GY6 stuff, but it's the same concept. I would highly recommend watching Rolling Wrench video. I will eventually do one with EC carburetors because they're known for their carburetors and tuning carbs. But I want to, like, I know how to tune a carb for the most part, but they can explain it in a way that I can't. And I always want to give you guys the best information. So we're planning on doing that the next time I'm up there. I appreciate it. Will Edwards said he is constantly going back through our old videos and stuff and watching them, and I truly appreciate the support. I'll try. I don't know how I can get his information. If you can email me about the deuce parts, I can try to give you his email number or his email address. Our email is always linked in our video's description. So if you can send me an email and just put what you're trying to find, and I can try to get you in touch with him. Is a 24 is too big for a mid-built 196? Probably. But I mean, it'll run. It isn't like it isn't going to work. It's just you would do better with like a 22 on there. Killer bolts. One is who I used to use. They are down right now. I don't know if they're coming back up, but we haven't got none in forever. We're like on our very last bit, so I'm real picky what I put them on because I don't have many. I need to get in touch with him and find out, but I think Rolling Wrench does sell carburetors. I'm pretty sure. How do you reverse? How do you do the reverse using the 780 series clutch? I've said this for years. The 780 CVT kit that is sold to bolt on your engine does not work. You're going to buy it. You're going to have issues. It is the wrong way to run that CVT system. Like, I feel sorry for you if you've already bought it because it's sold for so expensive. It's just, it doesn't work. We never could get it to work, and then we really learned CVTs. Like, we're in with Comet really close. I'm putting this user in timeout for 30 minutes. Sorry, Tony. But Brandon Coffee, thank you for your donation. He said that, what's my preferred setup on a mini bike, engine size, etc. Just curious what your go-to for yourself. I like a 6-to-1 gearing ratio if it has 19-inch tires. And I really like honestly, if you're starting from scratch, if you can afford a 240, that's the way I go, because you get the most engine possible for your money. But that's personally what I'll do, is a 240 when they're in stock. If you can't find a 240, I get a Wildcat 223, because they're honestly the best. You can price it out. We've done it on the channel, and it's the best bang for the buck. And then a 6-to-1 gearing ratio. That's for me. Like, Lonnie has a great time on 6-to-1. He can get away with a 5-to-1 because of his weight. But that's a great setup with, 19-inch tire. So if you get a PW28, will it run, but it'll be slow? No, it won't be slow. It just won't react as fast and stuff as getting something more properly sized for your engine. Freaking CJ Holcomb's in the dang chat. I haven't seen him forever. He bought the, what was that go-kart? Tao? Was it? Possibly? It looked like a Ariel Atom back in the day. He bought that son of a gun from us. So, someone said a billet flywheel is too expensive. Any other options? The only other safer option is the cast aluminum flywheel that like EC sells. I think they're like $35. They're very cheap, but it is what I would definitely go with if you can't afford a billet and you're trying to get something on the cheap. It's definitely better than the stock setup. The supercharger I used on Predators, I've only used the AMR 300. They don't make something small enough really to flow correctly, in my opinion, for a 212. And you're going to rob so much power to gain that little bit of power. I don't think on a 212 a supercharger is really worth it, to be honest. On a big block, you can run an AMR 300. I wouldn't go to a 500 because that's a 500cc supercharger. I just don't think you'd ever flow that much volume. And then I used the 300 as well on the 670. And I think my 670 works great. We're about to try out the gravy bones. We didn't get to try it out last week. We wanted to. Brandon, 6-to-1 I think would be the perfect. I think 7.2-to-1's too much. Like, it's you don't need that much gearing, in my opinion. Okay, how long have we been doing this already? 30 minutes. Yeah, the back cart, because we got it from this guy had Batman stuff all over it. I remember that now. Yeah, Mitchell, we've seen that issue a lot back in the day when we was running those 22s. I'm telling you, if you try out the Wildcat 22, I guarantee you won't be disappointed with it. They have finally tuned that carb, and it works extremely well. if you go with the WC22. Trust me, I've had plenty of emails from people of their like success stories for messing with these cheap 22 millimeters and then getting the WC22 and loving it. Someone says I got a 110cc they would like to install supercharger on. I wouldn't do it. You're just adding a lot of headache for not much power gain. That little engine will never, you're going to lose so much power to push it. I honestly just wouldn't mess with it. I know it sounds cool and it looks cool and stuff. That's the cool factor of it. But if you're really putting your hard-earned money into stuff, you could build something that would outdo it, in my opinion, for the same, if not less money and less headache. Should I swap to a bigger carb? Like, Logan, I probably, you wouldn't have to switch to a bigger carb. It just seems if it's bogging, then most likely you need more main jet, like it's running lean. If it spits and pops and stuff, normally it's rich. You know, if it's like choking itself out, but it sounds like you're bogging down, which means you're running lean. So I would try that. What's a good off-road cart to buy and customize? I used to think the Deuce was, and the Deuce is a very good cart, but you run into a lot of limitations with it. It's very well built for the most part, but a lot of the Chinese chassis are pretty dang good, and you can beef them up where they're not strong and stuff. Just go with the good Chinese one that has the really good, like the Candy Spider or whatever it is, with this ugly roll cage. It's really close together. If you build a new roll cage, that's a pretty decent frame. It's thin tubing on it, but you can brace it where you need to and make a good I'm sorry, I'm reading comments, cart out of it. I can't even remember. It's been so long, Timothy, since I've tuned a carb on a 420. You think I'd write stuff down, but I don't. Stuff's normally pretty hectic around here. I'm trying to get videos out. Luckily, we're 2 weeks ahead on videos right now. They're uploaded and scheduled and everything. But I can't even remember what we ran in them. I'd have to open up a carb and make some notes, honestly. And I know that isn't helping you out any, but I really don't know. But since adding a supercharger isn't good for a small block, what do you say about turbo in a small block? I don't think any kind of boost would be worth the headache on a small block. Honestly, turbo would be okay, but you're never going to spool that turbo enough with a single cylinder, especially the smaller single cylinder like a 212. I just don't think a big block would be okay to supercharge. I still wouldn't even mess with the turbo on it. A V-twin, I think, makes enough exhaust pressure to spool a turbo, but I mean, all that stuff is clickbait stuff when people make videos. In my opinion, that's what it is. When they put it on 212s and stuff, I mean, I guarantee you could build a all-motor 212 that would outrun it and be cheaper and less headache. We will not be going to the 180 races anymore in the future. I know it sucks because we used to meet a lot of great people out there, but we just won't be out there anymore. Remember for doing front spindles on the Miata rotors. You can use any brake rotor you want. You just, caliper, as long as it fits the thickness. So you can find some street bike calipers will work for a Miata rotor, but really those Wheelwoods are just so great, and I know they're expensive at $110 a piece, but they're not in the grand scheme of things of something that's going to last you forever. So it's really hard to say anything else, to be honest. We've tried a lot of stuff and it's the best. I appreciate it, Dylan. We appreciate the kind words. 85 and 185 and 35. I have no clue on that jet size. Honestly, it's been so long since I tuned on a 34. It's been forever. We have a couple of 34s that floats around on projects and they're already tuned very well, so we don't have to tune stuff. Timothy Baker, we appreciate your donation. I wish you would put a comment so we can answer a comment for you, but we really do appreciate you supporting us by doing a super chat. It does help out. Skylar said he turboed a small block and it sucked. So there you go. Because you need an oil pump on them. You need all this stuff. And again, it's just a headache. You know, someone said, from what I understand, changing your intake length and tapering it can make more power. You can get more from the old hot rodders used to say a longer intake runner will give you more torque, is what it'll do. I don't know if it gives you less or more horsepower. We should do a dyno series on that where we do like longer intakes and keep adding a few inches or whatever. See what kind of power we can get. But um, a little bit longer intake will help on torque. I know that. Someone said, is the Amazon gasket kits any good? I'm sure they are. I mean, yes, they are. There's nothing really different about the gaskets, honestly. The red light flashing is the Back to the Future shoes charging. I have a Back to the Future area on my knick-knack shelf. I like knick-knacks. I'm a guy of knick-knacks. If you could see, I got a shelf that goes 180 degrees around this room, and it's packed full of stuff, just like all the Lego go-karts I've ever found, like buggies and stuff. I've got Dumb and Dumber stuff. I've got the Talk Boy from Home Alone. Just stuff that you saw when you was a kid and wanted, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna get that. It'll be cool stuff that when I have grandkids, you know, and they can come in my office, and I'm sure I'll let them go home with stuff all the time, and it's just cool stuff like that. Freddie, we just don't work with them anymore or affiliate ourselves with them. There's really nothing more needs to be said. We just separated from them, and we definitely don't want to go to their stuff and support them. Just the best way to put it. Should do a Temu Predator build. We should buy one of the cheapest engines we possibly could find. They're normally coming out of the same factory, to be honest. Well, I'll look into that. You have to put a billet rod on a 212 with no governor. You don't have to, but it's going to make it last a lot longer. It's just, do you want to risk break? There's been a lot of people with rod failures here lately, the stock rods. I've been seeing it a lot. Their oil dipper has been breaking off of them. They've been slinging a rod. It's a very weak rod, so I would highly recommend it. You don't have to do it right off the bat, but I would try to do it all at one time. I know it's hard. Stuff is expensive. Cost of living's outrageous, and I understand that. We're doing a complete luxury channel, basically. You know, building a go-kart and a mini bike, I know, is a luxury, and I know we get to build stuff that, like, you guys may not ever get to build, but that's the fun of it, in my opinion. Like, I used to watch car shows, seeing them watch or build cars that I never get to build, and I enjoyed it. But I understand there's budgets, and like back in the day before we had sponsors and stuff, I maxed out every credit card to build this channel. I mean, we put ourselves in a lot of debt over the years to build this channel, and thankfully it paid off. Obviously, God had opened doors that we couldn't open and stuff like that. But yeah, so I know it's a very expensive hobby. I've been on the losing end of that side before. But if you can squeeze by for a little bit, I definitely do the Flywheel, at least that cast aluminum one. If you can't afford the billet, it's still better than, you know, running that stock Flywheel. That's the dangerous part. And then the rod is not a dangerous, like, going to hurt you, but it's can give out on you. B. Smith, thank you for your donation. We really appreciate it. He said, I think I set you on a different account. I apologize. Could you unblock my other account? Smitty888. I don't know. Miss Redbeard does a lot of blocking, like on live streams. I don't know if it's a live stream or not. Sometimes people will say things. I don't block a lot of people on our channel. For the most part, if someone's talking crap, I'll let them. But if someone just continues on, like, obviously they're a very negative person, then they're going to get blocked. And I think that's perfectly fine, because if someone's just constantly coming in bringing hatred and negativity, there's no reason for those people to be. I don't understand why they stick around long as they do, but unfortunately they do sometimes, and they'll go in other people's comments and comment back to them and just keep dragging you down. So you eventually just like, okay, you got to draw the line somewhere. Stacy, thank you for your donation. We really appreciate it. If you guys are doing super chats, and we really appreciate super chats, it helps the channel out a ton. Make sure to ask the question, because it's a guaranteed way. We try to answer all the questions we can, but you know, there's a lot of people in here, so it's easy to get passed by. But so make sure to ask the question. Just like Gotcha Bucko, thank you for your donation. Do you know any good go-kart frame kits? I haven't looked at the frame kits in a long time. You know, now there's bolt together kits. Go-Kart God came out with I think it's a weld together kit, but it's all tongue and groove and like snaps together. there's a lot of kits out there, but I honestly couldn't give you a good recommendation because I haven't looked through them and seen what's the best value. I think like the little yard carts, like the old orange box Manco ones that some companies remaking, I don't think those are worth buying because you can buy a Manco go-kart for so cheap in our area anyways. You can find them for a couple $100, and that's way cheaper than the kit is, and just outfit it with new axle and stuff. So sorry I couldn't answer your question better than that, but I really haven't looked at the kits enough. We do this, I have no clue. I'd have to measure it. If you look up the PZ22 carbs, you could probably find out on Amazon and stuff what air filter fits it. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace, a Manco is the best. If you're trying to get into go-kart cheap, buy something that you can sand and paint and everything. Is $500 a good deal for a Yerf dog? It is for a spider box. I guess it's technically a good deal for the, what is it, 3202 or whatever it is, the single A-arm version. I don't like that cart a lot, but it is a decently built cart. Like, it's got decent thickness tubing on it and stuff. So it just depends if it's in really good shape, especially if it's a spider box. The spider box isn't like the best quality go-kart there is out there, but it has a lot of stuff, a lot of value for what you're getting if you can get it under $500. Yeah, way better 90s metal in the 90s than stuff today. That's for real true, Cedar. Thank you for your donation, the Squid Man 78. That's my name in high school. Okay. Where do you get your hardware or kits of anodized bolts? So we was talking about this earlier. There used to be a website called killerbolts.com, but they are down right now, and I don't know if they're coming back. I need to try to get in contact with that guy and maybe start selling them on our website. But as of right now, the only ones I know you can get is the ones on Amazon that are billet fender washers. They don't work on a lot of areas of a Predator, but they're a good, very cheap alternative if you can use them. I bought a cart. Thank you again for your donation, the Squidman 78. And we got another one. Gotcha Bucko said, I bought a cart loaded up with BMI carts. Do you recommend them? Got it for $200 with like 600 in wheels and tires, as well as a BMI cart hydro brakes. I think BMI cart has some good parts. I think honestly, if you're looking for chassis parts and wheels and tires, I'd go with whoever has them the cheapest. They're all coming out of the same factories and stuff. But BMI carts, I've bought a lot of stuff from their websites in the past. We never worked with them on the channel, but I bought a lot of their stuff. So I think they're, I mean, you seem like you got a really good deal in that. So good job. You should add shipping options. I would gladly pay for UPS ground, snail mail. Takes way too long. Oh, you're talking about on our website, I'm assuming? Sometimes we have to build parts, you know, to restock them or something. But we're in the process right now of completely rebuilding our website on a different platform, and everything's going to change. You can select different shipping options instead of it just being included in the price. It's what we wanted to do for a long time. It's going to take a couple months to get that channel up and going, or the website, but that's what we've been working on in the last couple months. So, and we got a lot of tools and stuff coming to our website, so look out for that. We're going to announce it when it's live. Thank you, Billy Lee. I appreciate it. Mobile Suit Pilot says those dress-up bolts are on eBay. Yeah, look up like 5mm dress-up bolts. I mean, try that. 5mm billet bolts, you know, cup washers. What, you can name it a bunch of different ways to try to find it. Thank you, Will Edwards, for hanging out. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good good kit that you bought into with all those parts on it. Someone said we need to finish their Murray kilowatt for them. Right now, we're probably backed up for the next 3 months because we got to get ready for a meetup, and we're running out of time. I'm playing with my wedding band, by the way. Okay, do you have an ETA on your spindle kits that you'll be offering? I actually have some built and ready to sell right now. I want to make sure everything's right with whatever we sell, and that's why it's been taking so long to get out. So, um, I'm going to say in 1 month, less than a month, we'll have them up for sale. You can message me, and I possibly could give a price on them beforehand because we do have some. I've added up what it would cost to sell them and build them and stuff because we get the plates laser cut. They come with the spindle bolt already welded in the spindle. It'll come with a brake rotor that's already been pre-machined that fits on them, and it's a Miata brake rotor. You just have to open up the center bore a little bit, and then you'll have to buy the wheelwood brake. They're set up for wheelwood brake calipers. Unless someone wanted to buy it without a brake caliper mount, we could do that. You could figure out your own brake caliper. I just don't know how we're exactly going to sell them. We do not have mufflers anymore. We was ordering those, and they set for, this is the crazy thing about those mufflers. They set on the shelf forever, and we used them on our builds and stuff, and basically no one wanted them, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted them. We sold out, and we was going to reorder them, but we had to keep messing around with the company, and it was frustrating, so we never reordered them. Ours was nice because they was really short for a mini bike. That's why we ordered them like that in the very short length. I will see about getting another run of those in. Someone's saying for a 670, should they do dual carbs or one bigger one? Dual carbs for sure. The next build we do on the 670 will have dual carbs on it. Okay, got you, bucko. Thank you again for another donation. We really appreciate it. Do you know how to make a charging system for a 212? You can mount a generator, a lawnmower generator on them, but you're going to lose horsepower for that charging system. So EC Carburetors is coming out with the same kit that the Shredder had back in the day. They've got a million irons in the fire. You know, they're coming out with a lot of new billet parts and stuff. So it is coming out that you'll be able to replace your flywheel, have CDI ignition and stuff. All that's coming. There will be more road to horsepowers coming out. Thank you for your donation again. More road to horsepowers will be coming out. We're just in like this area right now where we're trying to get buggies done. We're waiting on some parts. If you guys remember, we put that MoFlow billet head on Lonnie's 225. Thank you, Billy Lee. Have a good night. And it made a lot of horsepower, but we was running into an issue where it was like hitting a rev limiter. So we basically figured out that issue, and then EC wanted to do some stuff with the head, so we sent it to them, and they're testing it out, and they're going to send it back with a custom cam, and we're going to rebuild Lonnie's engine, and we're going to stroke it to a 236 and do that video. That's coming up. We'll do the intake runner length to see how much that changes the horsepower and torque. We'll do that very soon. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll put out some dyno videos. The billet head will take a little time because we're waiting on to get a few parts in for it. But we do have some stuff planned. We just took a break because we got busy with other stuff. So how long do you run your throttle cables on our MB200s? I run them until they break. They usually last for years, especially if you can keep your bike out of the weather. Normally water gets in your throttle assembly and it runs down the cable. And length. Okay. I don't even know. I know it sucks when I can't answer a question. It's been so long since we built those bikes. I don't even know. 50 would probably be plenty. I mean, 50 is a pretty long throttle. I'd rather have more than not enough, of course. But a 50 would be plenty. Do I need valve springs in a CT200EX with a header and air filter? No, not if it's a stock motor. What up, Playboy? And here's Grayson, the all-time three-pointer star for his school.
I wouldn't say three-pointer. So.
We made that one time. That was pretty sick.
And there was no arc on it. It was just a flat shot.
That was a JD bullet shot. That's what we call that, the JDB. But, oh gosh, my computer died. I went to sleep. So, Grace, you want to say hi to the peeps?
Hey, guys.
The next super chat will go right in Grayson's pocket. So, if someone wants to super chat and ask Grayson a question, I'll give it right to Grayson. He'll be rich for a day. Custer's barking at something in the woods. I got security cameras over here so I can see everybody and everything, and outside Custer's barking like an idiot. But, so anybody got a question for Grayson?
Wait.
Raymond said, you inspire me, Redbeard. He didn't need Michael Jordan to inspire him.
Oh.
Grayson's scared of my dunk.
You can barely get off the ground.
Sure you did. You ever seen me on a trampoline?
No.
Do you make side clearance checking tools? No, but we want to make a billet one. It won't be cheap, but it'll be a really nice quality part. Maybe it might be a piece of crap. I don't know. Ain't made it yet. I do not think the small diesels are worth the money. No. I would rather go with 212.
Yeah, 212's the better.
Grayson freaking 212 every day.
Yeah.
What's your favorite 3D print you have ever done? I don't know. Probably just building junk I needed around the house. It's pretty handy for stuff like that.
I gotta go to that one banana thing.
Banana hammock? Thank you, Mitchell. Have a great night.
Love you, bro.
Banana hammock's a pair of underwears for men.
So we doing right now.
No, you don't need to do valve springs if you're not taking the governor out or changing the cam. You don't have to. Grayson, Randy said, "What's up?"
Yo, Randy.
Yeah, Randy.
Randy.
You should make a Can-Am 650 Outlander and make it a 4x4. That would be pretty sick, but that's an expensive 4-wheeler. Maybe we could find one for a good deal or something. Grayson hasn't rode his Grayson hasn't rode his mini bike or his go-kart in a year.
It won't run.
Come on, dude. Because you let it sit out there for a year and don't start it. It gets gummed up.
I'm busy, bro. I have to be.
Drive it to basketball practice.
I can't. I'll have to drive to with Giannis all day.
Oh, shoot. Ethan, Cars and Cameras actually invited us to their Busco Beach meetup, and it's the same weekend as our meetup. I was like, I can't do that, guy. Rotary go-kart be fun. That'd be a cool build. I want to... I do miss... I can't even think of his freaking name, dude. I can see his face. Charles. I do miss Charles.
Oh, Charles.
You remember Charles?
Yeah, I remember Charles.
Grayson kissed him. What?
No.
I'm
not that deep.
I just can't cut the seats and find the right. Yeah, that takes some measuring. When you start getting to that level, it takes a lot of time. You really gotta do a lot of measuring, do a lot of testing, valve to piston clearance. We have videos coming out on all this stuff. It's just taking the time to do them. What do we got planned next? Well, other than our 10-year meetup, that's a big deal. It's in May. We'd love to see you out there. 10 years have been doing this. Sheesh. You're freaking 12. I must start when he was 2. He's so cute. Baby. But
Mike 6'7".
That's going to be awesome. We do have a Wildcat 460. We're about to build a trike with that hog. Our builds, the big builds we got, we're going to do a Honda Go Wing golf cart. We got the golf cart, got the Honda Go Wing. So that's a 6-cylinder, 110 horsepower, 110 foot-pound of torque golf cart. And we're going to make it street legal, and I'm going to daily drive it. That's going to be sick. We have a crotch rocket engine. We're putting on this weird buggy thing. That's going to be sweet. And, yeah. So, got a lot of stuff planned. Got about 6-7 more minutes, and then we're going to get off here so I can spend time with the family.
Like 6-7. Watch the Lakers game.
Lakers playing. Grayson wants to watch that.
No, I want to watch Flushed Away. That's what I want.
You want to watch what?
Flushed Away.
Oh, Flushed Away. It's a good movie. If you ain't seen Flushed Away, you need to watch it.
1,000 times.
Someone said, I have a 301. Do you think it's worth building, or should I keep it stock? They're good engines. They make good power. It's worth building. I have a billet rod, I'll say, for dirt cheap. You just need to buy some rod bearings and rod bolts for it. I mean, I'll sell it to you for dirt cheap. Yeah, I think you can buy the rod bolts for $15 and the rod bearings for $15. But I'm almost positive I got one sitting on the shelf. 10-year meetup's going to be at Turkey Bay. Miss Redbeard just put in there rbgcarts.com for the meetup information. It's always in the events tab. I don't know. She's crazy. It's going to be an awesome time, though. We're hoping Small Engine Warehouse is there. We're hoping EC Carburetors is there. EC was there last year. I'm telling you, the owner of EC, he's probably in his 50s. And he was out there riding the 999 buggy, roading mini bikes. He's having a good time. It was a great time. And we're doing the championship. I was saying this earlier, at our meetup at night, because you can't ride when the sun goes down. We're setting up a projector, and we're going to have a race of on Mario Kart at night. And we're going to do like a bracket system. And whoever wins a big trophy and probably like an engine or something. So we're going to have a big Mario Kart championship there. I think that'd be fun, and we're probably going to do it on a Super Nintendo. Keep it old school. Freaking Moto Mule, I haven't talked to him in forever. Moto Mule made the RBG face and the RBG sign that's on the front of our building, and became a good friend of ours. I haven't talked to him in forever. Need to catch up sometime. You shut your mouth. Scooch over here, get in the camera, man. This freaking Grayson sponsored by Amsoil. Yeah. Dang. Most horsepower we ever made on small block was 21, and it would have made more horsepower if we would have noticed the rockers was getting into the retainers on the valves. And now we fixed that problem, and we're about to dyno it again and stroke the engine even further. 420, 65-pound springs, maybe. You got to start changing out the retainers and stuff on them to do further. What's up, Raymond? Do you normally get parts from that word or that word? If I need frame parts, I normally go to BMI or OMB. Like if I need axles and stuff, or I check Amazon and eBay. I price check and see what's cheapest, honestly. If it's like axle bearings and stuff. And dang, Logan just told you, player. Yeah, it's really where you can find the best deal, especially with this freaking economy, dude. Grayson wanting new shoes every day, like
Bro.
Daddy's Rockefeller's freaking something. I can't. That's why I can't do builds. Grayson wanting new crap all the time.
Bro.
I have not checked out the 240 from Racers Pro Quip. I have not. Okay. How do I hit you up for that billet rod? Email me at greg@rbgcarts.com. No, yeah. Greg@rbgcarts.com. It's normally in our every video's description. Shut your mouth over there.
What? Bro, I'm just breathing.
So yeah. 212 Hemi or regular 212 better? 212 Hemi comes with a flat top piston in it. So it's a better engine, and the Hemi, if you're not going to mess with the head, flows better than a non-Hemi. If you're going to start porting and milling the head and stuff, especially milling, the 212 regular is better. But it doesn't have flat top piston in it, so you're getting more value, in my opinion, with 212 Hemi to start with.
Yeah, the Nike shoes are fake, guys.
Hey, whoa! I do have these though.
Those are real. Those
are
a
real one from Bull Air. I ordered these like a year ago for a shelf. Do I regret it? Sure. Spending so much money on a pair of shoes. But I love Back to the Future, and I love Nicks-knacks. I was saying this earlier.
And I love shoes.
Grayson loves shoes. I'll show you this pair. These are custom made from
Walmart.
Unreal. Don't shoot that dirt. So these are bull mags that are made from
What colors out here?
bull mags
Bull
by
mags.
Bull Air. So these light up and everything. And what's cool is,
Gotta get that.
look at that. The bottoms glow. It's pretty sick. These shoes are pretty awesome.
I have better shoes.
Yeah, he wishes. And I
No
got
way,
these.
shoes.
He came out with these, and they're just custom Nike. What? What shoes
Well,
these start
they're-
out as?
I don't know.
Huh?
Probably Dunks or something like Dunks.
Maybe
I don't
Dunks.
know.
I don't know, but they're pretty sick though.
High Dunks, not low
I will
Dunks.
never wear them though. It's my favorite movie. But these shoes are sick. They're super high quality. This guy does like limited runs of like movie themed shoes and stuff, and they're made out of real Nikes and everything. I'll set those right there. I'll put them up in a minute.
Logan collects shoes too.
Oh, Grayson's having to sell his shoes because he's
Does anybody
outgrown
want
them.
a 10.5 Jordan 4?
10.5 Jordan
Oliver?
4, olive green.
I'll go and get them off that.
Grayson's selling right now. But yeah, Grayson had at one time he had what, 14 pair probably.
No.
Yes.
No.
Come on, dude. Don't be modest. He had quite a bit there for a while, but then he outgrew them.
Spamming it, guys. Spamming the group chat. He's bought.
Oh, Grayson just made $20.
Yeah.
Super chat for Grayson. My wife Samantha is down with a fever. Could you give her a shout out? Thanks, Redbird. Wife Samantha. He said his wife's got a fever. He wants you to give her a shout out.
Oh. Feel better, Samantha.
He just gave you $20, dude. Just freaking get the camera. Ah.
No, I'm taking another chat. Feel better, Samantha. Get good so you don't be sick. 'Cause sick is the worst thing to be in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust
Yeah.
me. I used to be in that. It's not fun.
Yeah, Grayson gets sick a lot. He's like a freaking walking petri dish.
I always get strep throat.
Yeah.
Strep throat.
Strip. But thank you, NASCAR Fan 7. We appreciate the kind words. But thank you, Justin C. I will give Grayson $20 as soon as we walk off this live stream. Thanks a lot, you jerk. You got the biggest super chat of the night, you jerk. So
Yeah.
Grayson's. I should live stream one of your basketball games. Come on, dude. Freaking show him the dunk. Who's blending in there?
What's the
Becca's
fastest?
yelling at her for blending.
What's the fastest you've ever gone on a Meetup?
About 68 miles per.
Mine's like 6, 7.
Grayson's go-kart would do like 45, and he was like 9 running 45 across
Nah,
the
it
field.
didn't go 45.
I went 45 in it, and I've seen you blast through the
You
field.
toned it down though.
I don't think so.
Yes, you have.
I don't think
Yes,
so.
You have.
No.
Yes, you have.
Is it dumb or smart to make a 3-wheeler out of wood?
Pretty smart.
It's smart. You heard it here first.
Pretty smart, bro.
I mean,
If I was you, I'll go 1 wheel plastic.
Even better, baby. What happened with the gearbox on the candy cart? Is it for sale? I sold the entire candy cart, so it's gone. DIY front brakes. I will look into making that kit. Carter, yeah, it's all right, and I mean that'll work. Ish, not really. Toothpaste is too fine grip. You gotta think. But I did get your email about the rod.
Yeah.
So I will email you back afterwards.
Yep. Right.
But
What?
can you do a how-to on upgrading a go-kart using Amazon parts like front suspension and stuff, or even all parts off Amazon? We could do that. We could do that. Anyways, yeah, I would just buy a valve grinding compound. The flywheel is the same one anybody else sells.
Right.
I just it'd be cool if you support DC carburetors because they make these videos possible. But I understand though. But buy some valve grinding compound. It's cheap. Okay.
That would be cool. Yep. No low canolo.
Someone said Stacy is saying that their timing's not right on those Amazon cast aluminum flywheels. So I don't know.
Maybe you're just.
Should you recommend an Amazon 212 exhaust? I don't know. I mean, exhaust normally is an exhaust. But,
Hippies. Look at hippies one.
Hippies.
Right there. Dewey Hunter fish.
Dewey Hunter fish. I like to fish, but I don't do it often. I never hunt. I wish I had the time to hunt. I just don't want to go buy all the gear to hunt. We have the gear to fish.
We can go with Noah.
Do you want to fish this summer? Freaking, you want to teach you how to fish?
Fish.
One time I took Grayson to fish at a pond. I don't know if you remember this. She was like 8. Me and you just went fishing one day. And this son of a gun, I didn't catch nothing all day, and I swear Grayson caught 10 bluegills. You would throw it out, and you would hook one. What the freak?
I remember I went with Braxton, and I caught a snake.
Oh, yeah.
It went out of the hole and got my rod. I had to leave it there.
Trouser snake?
King care, bro.
You know, trouser snake. You get it?
Yeah. A python.
But I really do enjoy the fish a lot. I just never take the time to do it. We need to, though. Life's short, you know what I mean? We do not have a discount code for them anymore. Whitetail, what do you fish? Trout. Trout is my favorite fishing, but to trout fish, we have to drive about 40 minutes to and you have to get up there ultra early because the old farts take all the good spots. So the last fishing I did was trout fishing up in Tellico Mountains. If you look it up, that's what's near us.
This guy, I went shark fishing, caught a megalodon.
Oh shoot, you got the tooth up there. I got a megalodon tooth on my
No, I gave it to him. I fought it with my bare hands.
Oh jeez.
Almost died.
But we should make some. But Becca, my wife, Miss Redbeard, my Sade, my love candy.
My mile mate.
She's been saying I need to do like like behind the scenes videos and stuff. So we've ate shark too. I don't think it was that great.
We ate shark for.
Yeah.
I do not remember that.
We've ate alligator and shark. And
I ate a frog.
Human.
We're not animals, bro.
Look, Obi Redbeard Kenobi, Minibike master.
Yeah.
Frick, dude. We've ate some alligator, but see, we're going to like touristy places. Probably not the place, you know, because all the restaurants we've been that sell stuff like that is normally touristy type places, and you know their food's just everything's just deep fried, just slapped together.
What if we just had an ASMR just live stream, just
eating different crunchy things?
Shark.
All right, so we've been doing this over an hour, so we're gonna end this puppy. Thank you for the donation to Grayson. Now I'm in debt with him. I gotta put my air mags up.
Here's a quick question.
Whoa.
Where? Right there.
Ghost engine, can you fit? Yes, it'll fit. We said that earlier. It will fit.
I don't know.
That guy, we gotta block him again. He freaking put you in timeout. Go timeout. You lose. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what happened?
I have ate squirrel before. Yes.
Bro, they ate every animal.
Freak, dude. My brother would kill stuff, and we'd have to eat it. One night, my brother came home with like 10 rabbits.
Bro just got unbanned chill.
He got unbanned, and then look how many comments. He's like, bam, 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 bam. 212 Hemi or 212 Ghost? A Hemi because a Ghost is overpriced, in my opinion. Drag racing. Stacy! That's pretty cool. Anytime you see that name, you gotta yell it out. So we try to go, we say we're gonna go live every Sunday.
Stacy!
But we don't. Stacy! Alright, so 224s are not that much better than a 212. They just have that little, you know, difference in CCs. But their motors aren't great. But, okay, we're gonna get off here, Grayson. It's almost his bedtime. He little boy. You gotta get in the bed. I have to rock him and read him a book.
No, we don't.
And he always wants me to brush his hair. And
I need to take a shower a lot.
But we thank you guys for spending your night with us. I gotta go pay Grayson. He'll start hitting me after this if I don't. And I hope you guys have a great week. And we really appreciate all your support. I'm going to actually pray for everybody real quick, if you guys will hear it. And before we get off here. So let's pray real quick. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this time that we got to spend together. We thank you for each and every one of these people supporting us and watching our videos and spending their time here with us. We thank you for the opportunities that you've opened up for us, Lord, and just the opportunity to even be here in front of them. Lord, I pray that you be with each and every one of them as they go through their week this week. Help them to see your guidance in everything that they do, Lord. Help them to seek you. And Lord, just guide our thoughts, our mind, our tongue, and just help us to be your light in the world. And we really do appreciate all the people you bless with placing in our lives. I pray that you guide us through this week. Help it to be a productive week, a safe week, a fun week, and just help us to do your work on this earth, Lord. We love you, Heavenly Father, in Jesus Christ's holy name, amen. We thank you guys for spending the night with us. I gotta go pay Grayson. We're gonna go watch a movie. Becca's got late supper ready. So that's what we're going to do. We'll be back here next Sunday.
Spin, men, whatever. He's bald. Say Red Beard's bald.
Frank did.
Start spamming Red Beard's bald.
But we thank you guys. We love you. And God bless.